Hi, this is part 3 of Alice in Wonderland, where Alice has just escaped from the rabbit's house. Let's see what she gets up to next. On the far side of a thick wood, Alice stopped to catch her breath. "The first thing I've got to do," she said, "is grow to my right size again. I guess I'd better eat or drink something, but the question is, what?" In front of her was a large mushroom. As she peeped over the edge, her eyes met those of a big blue caterpillar. "Who are you?" it asked. I hardly know, sir, just now," Alice began. "At least, I know who I was when I got up this morning, but I think I must have changed several times since then." The caterpillar was not at all sympathetic. It just repeated the question, "Who are you?" Alice began to feel irritated. "I think you ought to tell me who you are first," she said. "Why?" asked the caterpillar. He seemed so grumpy. Alice began to walk away. And there's Alice with the caterpillar. "Come back," said the caterpillar. "I've something important to say." Alice stopped. "Keep your temper," he said. "Is that all?" said Alice angrily. "What size do you want to be?" asked the caterpillar. "Well, I would like to be a little larger if you wouldn't mind," she replied. 8 centimetres is such a wretched height." "It is a very good height indeed," the caterpillar snapped. Then he yawned twice, slid down from the mushroom and began to crawl away, muttering as he went. "One side will make you taller, the other shorter." "One side of what?" thought Alice. "Of the mushroom," said the caterpillar, just as though she had spoken aloud. Alice stretched round it and broke off a piece in each hand. Which is which? She wondered. There's Alice there, wondering which side is which. With just a few adjustments, nibbling first one piece, then the other, Alice arrived at 23 centimetres in time to see 2 footmen, well, they looked like footmen, in uniform, except they were a frog and a fish, running towards a little house. As they met, they bowed so low that their wigs became tangled up. There they are. The fish footman held a big envelope. "For the Duchess," he said. "An invitation from the Queen to play croquet." There were dreadful noises coming from the house, howling, sneezing, and the smashing of plates. The frog footman was rather unhelpful when Alice approached him. He just sat and stared vacantly at the sky. "I shall sit here," he sighed, "till tomorrow." Suddenly the door opened and a plate flew straight at his head. Alice rushed in and found herself in a kitchen full of smoke and the smell of hot pepper. The Duchess sat nursing a baby while the cook stirred a huge pot of smoky soup. Everyone, except for a large cat, was sneezing. The cat grinned from ear to ear. "Can you tell me," Alice began as politely as she could, "why your cat is grinning like that?" "Because it's a Cheshire cat," said the Duchess. "Pig!" Alice jumped, but then realised the Duchess meant the baby, who was shrieking. "I didn't know cats could grin," said Alice. "You don't know much, and that's a fact," said the Duchess. A moment later, the cook began to throw everything in sight at the Duchess and the baby. Saucepans, plates and bowls showered over them. "Oh, watch out!" cried Alice. "His precious nose!" "If everybody minded their own business, the world would go round a great deal faster than it does," growled the Duchess. She began singing a sort of lullaby, throwing the baby over her head at the end of each line. It screamed louder than ever. Then Flinging it in Alice's direction, the Duchess said, "You have it. I'm off to play croquet with the Queen." A frying pan just missed her as she went. And there they are. I wonder why they're throwing all the pots and pans. Come back tomorrow and find out. See you later.